Yeah. We are back, man. Episode 6. Welcome back, man. What's up, man? DGSJ back in the building. Rims and ropes. Talk to me, man. Let's get straight to it, man. I'll start with this basketball news. Hey, Jaylen Brown. What are you doing, my man? What are we doing here, huh? Clearly, Jaylen Brown is in the news right now, saying that if the Celtics want to keep him, then he is going to stay. This is bad timing right now if you're a Boston Celtics fan. I'm a Jason Tatum fan, so I'm a little worried on why this is coming out now. Now, obviously, the last couple of weeks, Jaylen Brown has kind of been like all over social media with having like, I guess, issue with the fans. Some fans are pro Jaylen, and some fans are no Jaylen. Um, didn't know where that came from. Obviously, Jaylen Brown is a well-spoken man. He believes what he believes in. There's always a tad bit of color situations going down in Boston. We kind of know about the history of Boston a little bit, so we don't need to go into that detail. But Jaylen Brown is trending on Twitter today because if he feels that Boston wants to keep him, he'll stay around. If Boston wants to move on, so is he. Um, it's interesting timing. Looking at the standings, Boston are number 2, right behind Milwaukee. I believe they're 2.5 games behind them. Milwaukee are 51-20. Boston is 49-23. After the Sixers just lost last game, it's bad timing, man. Obviously, Jaylen Brown has been playing really great this season. I think he's averaging around 26, 27 points. This is probably his career high. Turnovers are always going to be the problem for Jaylen Brown. His assist numbers haven't been that great, but Jaylen's not on the court to assist. Yes, he should play make because it's a part of their offense, but that's not really what he's used for. He is there to get buckets. And at these last couple of weeks, Jaylen Brown has been doing that. I've been watching pretty much every Celtics game, especially when Tatum's playing. When Tatum's not playing, I'm not watching. But besides the fact, Jaylen Brown has been playing really good. The only thing I have been seeing, he hasn't been passing the ball a lot lately. He's been a little bit, I wouldn't say selfish, but he's making sure he gets his numbers. On a lot of these nights, he plays way better than Jason Tatum. Tatum seems like he's injured to me, and he needs like some time off. I don't know if his wrist is really bothering him. Is he dealing with something else outside of the wrist? His jumper is just not consistent. And Jaylen Brown has been making sure he is carrying the load when Tatum is out of there or he's not there. But for Jaylen Brown to be in the news now, right before playoffs is here, I mean, we got about a good, 10, 11 games left until the regular season is over. And for this to come out now may give the Celtics a little bit of unneeded media attention to where the media is going to definitely ask them, Jaylen, do you want to stay? Make sure I'm still recording because, anything is anything. Make sure Jaylen, do you want to stay? There's reports that you want to leave. We all have heard other people say Jaylen Brown is good enough to be a number 1 option on a different team. They always wanted to split up the Jays from day one. Honestly, this is probably their best opportunity. The Celtics do play tonight against the Sacramento Kings, who are red hot, by the way. Number 2 in the East. I mean, in the West, excuse me. Number 2 in the West. They are currently, well, actually, they're 3rd in the West. Sorry. I guess they just lost. They lost last night against the, who they played? I think they actually lost to the Grizzlies, right? Um, so they're 43-28. They're a game behind 3rd. They can obviously get that back. Light the beam. They've been doing pretty good. Mike Brown, coach of the year, by the way. If you didn't know, but it'll be a good test for them to see where the Celtics are because they've been struggling right now. They're always missing key guys in these big losses. They just lost to who they just played. And they just lost to. I forgot whatever the team they just played. They lost to them. I really thought I remembered what team it was, but that's besides the fact. They need some continuity. Rob Williams is always hurt. I can't remember the last time I seen Rob play for like 2 weeks in a row. He's constantly hurt, so that's really a big blow to them. Al took last game off. Smart didn't play last game, so it was just more so a Jay centric type of game where both the Jays are just like taking turns. And when their offense is like that, they're not really good. So Jaylen Brown is definitely causing a little bit of controversy, but I don't think it's him doing that. I think people are asking him questions and he's answering, and media does what media does. And to his point, to his defense, that's honestly a legit answer. If I'm gonna be here, that means the team wants me to be here too. Brad, are you gonna make sure that Jaylen is accommodated and he gets what he wants and he gets the big, because it's almost time for Jaylen to get another contract, I believe, in another like couple years. Let's look at Jaylen Brown's contract situation currently right now. Jaylen Brown was drafted in 2016. He already got an extension before. And currently, right now, he has one more year left on his deal. So after this season, he has the 23-24 season, and then he's a free agent. So clearly, this is, a way to start the process of getting another extension. I'm not sure when he's able to get another one. I would assume after this season, they can probably offer him another extension, or he can opt out and, he could opt out and test the free agent market, see or whatever. I don't think that's in Boston's best interest. You would want to keep the Jays together just because they're playing so great individually, and at times they play great together. They don't really play off of each other too much, but there's always room for that. Moving on, Joel Embiid, man. Joel Embiid, Joel Embiid, Joel Embiid. My MVP of the 2022-23 NBA season. I mean, if Joel Embiid doesn't get it this year, what more does this man have to do? I mean, he's averaging 33, right? He's averaging 30 for the second season in a row. He's the first big man since Shaq to be averaging 30. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Nikola Jokic is still putting up big numbers. Yes, he's still doing what he do, but he don't have the impact like Joel Embiid on both ends of the court. Okay, you can do all what you want to do on the offensive end. That's cool. Yes, I can pass the ball. I can shoot it. But can you make a key defensive stop? I have never seen Jokic come up with a key block or key steal. Now, please prove me wrong. I always like to learn, guys. Now, if I'm wrong about that, just tell me I'm wrong in the comment section. But I have rarely seen Nikola Jokic do anything defensively to really seal the game. And now, when you're the best player on your team, you got to be able to make the best play possible, whether that's diving on the ground, diving in the stands, getting a key block, key deflection, locking up the other person, the other best player on the other team. Like, so for me, Joel Embiid does that. Yes, he's a big man, so he's not going to be able to get a chance to lock down guards and stuff like that. But if they drive to the paint, Joel Embiid is getting a key block. He's going to come down, hit the key. He could hit free throws. He can hit a game-winning shot as he done earlier in the season, which was like a couple games ago. He hit a nice game winner, I think, against Chicago, or was it some other team? He hit a game winner against them, and then he could come down and get a game-winning block. So for me, Joel Embiid deserves to get MVP. He's been playing really good in March. He just got Player of the Week for the second consecutive week. And I've been telling people whoever dominates March is going to dominate the MVP rankings just because it's so recent to see in March. April is not too many games in April for people to really be like, oh, well, yeah, recency bias. I'm going to give it to this guy because he's been dominating in April. I think every team usually has about 4 or 5 games in April because, the play-in tournament now, so it makes the season a little bit shorter in April, so it's more games in March. So I think Joel Embiid is definitely going to be player of the month for March, and I think that should be enough for him to get MVP and finally get it because he's been runner-up for the last 3 years, and honestly, for me, he could have got 2 out of these last 3, including this one, if he doesn't win this one. Moving on to the rope side of the podcast, man. Hey, did y'all see Raw? Y'all saw what Cody said to Roman? Oh, man, when Roman loses the title, everybody's going to leave him. It's going to start with Jay. Jay's going to go. And then when Jay goes, Jimmy's going to go. And then when Jimmy goes, Solo's going to go. And then when Solo goes, Paul's going to be an advocate again. That sounds all nice. I like Cody Rhodes. I honestly think this should it's starting to pick up a little bit now that we have basically a week left until WrestleMania. WrestleMania is officially next Saturday. Well, their match is next Sunday, but we're getting here. We're starting to get some traction a little bit. We didn't have too much interaction between Roman and Cody, and I think that promo last night on Monday Night Raw gave everybody a little bit of hope that Roman may actually lose the title. But if you ask me, Roman is not losing that title, man. He is too close to 1,000 days. I've said this before, whether it was on TikTok, make sure I follow me, whether it was on YouTube right here. Roman's not losing that title to Cody. Cody hasn't done enough to get that title off of Roman. How many matches has Cody have since he's been in WWE? Probably what? 7, 8, not including dark matches and stuff like that. He had the 3 matches with Rollins. He's probably had the Royal Rumble match. He's probably had 2 Monday Night Raw matches. You think that's enough to stop a 30-day reign from Roman Reigns at the moment? Not happening. Now, I think Cody has the ability to take the belt off of Roman. I just don't think right now is the opportunity to do that. It's supposed to be the legacy versus the story. You tell me, What does WWE care more about, a story or a legacy? They have an opportunity for Roman Reigns to solidify himself as the modern day GOAT outside of John Felix Sr. I think Felix is his middle name. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong on that. I don't really know people's names like that. But Roman has an opportunity to be the GOAT right now, right? I honestly think he's the GOAT. Cool. Whatever. He's not losing that belt at WrestleMania. It makes more sense for him to keep it. But if he loses it to Cody, it's interesting to see where they go next. Usos and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are finally official. Kevin Owens made the request to the Usos to, where this is going. Let's go ahead and run in that Mania. And we finally got it going. Also, Jey Uso and Roman Reigns finally got a chance to be on screen together since the Royal Rumble, basically. That's been what, a good, 7-8 weeks or something like that. And they're planting seeds, right? They're just really good at what they do. Planting seeds, making you believe that, there's going to be some kind of disbandment of the bloodline. And once Roman loses the titles and everybody else is going to go. It's really good TV, man. Makes really good conversation. It's really debatable. Anybody could, feel how they want to feel about that. I think this whole current bloodline arc has everything to do with Solo Sikoa. Okay? You got to think about this, right? When Roman retains, what happens next? He just has to find a new opponent. When the Usos retain, what happens next? They just have to find another opponent. What does Solo do? Solo doesn't have a WrestleMania match, right? The new arc has to be about Solo getting gold, okay? Carrying his load in the bloodline, right? Because like I said, when the other members retain their gold at WrestleMania, maybe the Usos lose one of the titles. We'll see what happens in the next week if they want to make it about both titles or just one title, because that could just be a Raw thing, and they could go back to this holding, the SmackDown titles and continuing their reign of getting close to 800 days. Because I feel like the Usos need to get close to 800, or for the rest of the year they need to hold the tag team belts and build up prestigious as Triple H and whoever's in charge. I know a lot of people think Vince is in charge. Whoever's in charge to build up the tag team brand again, because the Street Profits aren't that great right now. Judgment Day is here and there. I don't even know if they're official tag team or not. Hit Row, nothing. Los Starios or whoever those other guys are, nothing. So they have to continue to build them up. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn is not enough for the tag division, but it is a great story. But this is all about Solo, man. Solo has to get the current arc. Paul Heyman had got an arc, right, with the whole Brock thing. The Usos has gotten their arc individually. Jey Uso, obviously, him and Roman started this whole bloodline thing, and then when Jimmy came in, Jimmy had the the whole I want Jay to be with me, not under you kind of thing. So they've all had a turn to kind of be the key factor, and of course, Roman is the spearhead of everything. So it's time for Solo Sikoa to get his own story. It started last night with Cody saying, "You're not ready, right? You're a second generation superstar, just like I was. You're not ready." It starts there, man. Solo needs something to do either going into WrestleMania or coming out of WrestleMania. If he doesn't, then the bloodline does him no service. Yes, you could be an enforcer. Yes, you're getting the rub. Yes, you're on camera with your brothers and your cousin, but you need to do something to establish your storyline. He needs a rival. Maybe they're waiting on Carmelo Hayes to come up. Maybe they're waiting on other guys. He's still undefeated. He hasn't lost. He's starting to do live events, matches with Cody, with Sammy, with Kevin Owens. He's had a lot of matches with Kevin Owens. So I think going forward, we're going to start to go into the Solo Sikoa arc of the Bloodline story. And that's what's going to propel them to at least the end of the year and decide if these guys want to take a vacation, decide if Roman wants to take a longer break away, because now it's like, what does he do now? Once he drops the title, I think he drops it at SummerSlam just to complete the 3-year run. And as he said, he can hold the title for however long he wants it. So if he's not ready to get off the title, they're not going to take the title off of him. But what do y'all think? Y'all let me know, man. Tell me what y'all think about Jaylen Brown. Do y'all agree Joel Embiid is the MVP? And what y'all think about this current Uso storyline with Roman, Solo, Cody, Kevin Owens, Sammy, the whole 9? Let me know, man. Talk to me, man. I will see y'all in the next episode. I'm out of here, man. By the way, stop making LA Knight lose, man. Hold on, real quick. Before I finish this, man, WWE, please listen to me if you see this. Stop making LA Knight lose. We don't need that. We don't need that.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, with that being said, man, appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate y'all liking and doing what y'all do, man. Follow me if y'all want to. I will see you guys in the next one. I am out of here, bro.